Thanks to everybody for coming out, to Domi for organizing. I'm really new to this community, and I'm really honored to be part of it. Because part of what I think that this community does is dive into that sort of Adrian Rich, shipwreck of things and pull things back out that are worth salvaging. So to me, writing and sharing writing is about that process of going in and finding the things that you weren't sure were meaningful, but you look back and you know that they are. And about 25 years ago, there was this nasty, nasty girl named Wendy Peterson who destroyed me. She totally broke my heart. And about 3 years ago, I got my revenge. So to me, writing is about both the salvage and also about the revenge. And the revenge, the coda to the revenge, is that 3 years ago, in sharing some of this writing with that nasty, nasty girl, Wendy Peterson, after not talking to her for 20 years, we started our relationship again. And she's in the room tonight.
Dangerous.
And this is for her. It's an excerpt from a longer piece called Fortress of Solitude. Wendy Peterson was already waiting for me at the base of the concrete ramp, which trickled into the bleachers. Her jeans cuffed and rolled tight against her calves. Keds impeccably matched to her lipstick red t-shirt, screen printed with the word Cubs in a fat white Helvetica font. Sweatshirt strung around her hips and secured by its own intertwining arms. Her chocolate hair primly brushed and ribboned above her forehead. Eyes radiating through the shamrock green contact lenses that she'd been wearing nonstop all week and keeping shut behind her eyelids every night despite her optometrist's warnings. She was, without question, the most beautiful thing on the planet that night. She wore the two-tone necklace I'd given her, the one full of jags on the left-hand side, a half coin with half heart, half Bible verse stamped into it. She'd arranged it to lay perfectly flat against the top curve of her chest mere seconds before I walked between the chain-link posts and up to the ticket stand next to her. I know this because I saw her fiddling with it all the way from the parking lot. "Hey," I said. "Hey." She hooked her thumb under the gold-plated chain and gently jerked it up, cocking her eyebrows into her forehead as she did this. I didn't say anything, but thumbed the exact same luster and gauge of chain buried into the fold of my neck. I pulled the half coin with dovetailing from below the depths of my own red t-shirt. It was a hand-me-down three-quarter sleeve version of the one that she was wearing. The chain bit my neck when I spun it around to her to get a good look at it. She nodded her head and released her thumb, the pendant spilling back onto her shirt, a wide grin on her face as she laced my fingers between hers and yanked firmly on my arm. "Up top," she said, pointing there with a shake of her head, wrinkling her nose. "Come on." Just underneath the rickety press box, a man spoke into a microphone, one short phrase at a time. The device wired into a teeny PA system. The echo, the echo, the echo. She guided me through the waves of feet and elbows as we ascended to the spot. As we climbed, I seared into memory things I'd recall 20 years later when I'd see her again. The angle of her sweatshirt around her, the thin trace of her brassiere across her back, the wisp of chocolate hair loose under the ribbon across her scalp, the bend of her knee as she climbed the bleachers, the way she balanced her ascent by jutting her unoccupied hand out at her waist, spreading her fingers to catch enough air between the digits so as to correct her center of gravity, her quick glances over the shoulder at me, up and up and up and up. When we reached the highest row of the bleachers at the top of the stadium, I noticed there was no railing. She turned 180 degrees right there at the overhang before I could come to a full stop. My shoes washboarded over her toes, and I took 2 hard steps down on them. Her face flushed instantly. She broke her hold on my hand and gasped a small mouthful of air. My reflexes kicked in to pull my feet back, and she fell away from me, towards where there was no railing. I grabbed the loose arms of her sweatshirt, and her balance immediately reversed. Her face pitched full into my face, forehead to forehead. Smack there, my hand sprung out to lock behind her back. "Got you." Her eyes sunk back in their sockets and she quickly closed her lips. I saw her heart throbbing hard on her neck, pushing the chain up and down. You okay? I pumped the small of her back with my hands. She blinked a big blink and drew in a full breath, the lungs pushing back and slowly the ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum radiating out of her rib cage. I pumped my fists again. Say something. She exhaled and slid her arms around my waist, limbs crossing over another in perfect symmetry before she flattened her hands against my shoulder blades. Are you looking for a reward, hero? The smile she'd lost reappeared on her face. Oh, you're so strong and have such quick reflexes, she said, nose twitching. I sighed a big sigh. Oh, are you Superman? You know, I didn't come here with Clark Kent. I broke her line of sight to look for the railing that still wasn't there. Do you think my boyfriend's going to be jealous? She scraped her toe playfully across my shoe. Stop it, I said. I looked back at her. She smirked a big smirk. Make me. She squashed her smirk into a pout, and I remained silent. Oh, don't be that way, you big baby, she said. You know I'll make it up to you.